Greetings and salutations. Shalom Aleichem. Peace, power, and blessings be upon all of you once again. Joseph Benjamin here. And I hope you are having a fantastic Thursday morning thus far. And I hope everything is going well for you personally as well as professionally. As you can see, I'm in my uniform and I am at work, so I am going to be as brief and as succinct as I possibly can. Brother Muhammad, Assalamu Alaikum. Thank you for joining me on this morning. I hope everything is well with you. August is a very important and it is also a very special month. Besides August being my born day or the anniversary of my birth, this thing here, Karasu, I sure will. Thank you for joining me again. August, as I was saying, the month of August is a very important and a very special month because of the anniversary of my birth, and it's also because on the 8th of August it was the anniversary of my father's ministry when he started preaching at the age of 11. My birthday's August the 3rd. His anniversary of preaching was August the 8th. And today mine is the 14th. So I have been in the ministry for 25 years. Today is the silver anniversary of my own preaching ministry. Brother Karazu says, "You're awesome. Your pronunciation was on point." I appreciate the compliment. I really do, man. And I'm glad you're doing well also. I started preaching when I was 17 years of age. I just turned 42. Now, I know because of the mostly white in my beard, I look older than 42. I probably look 52 to some of you. But I can assure you that I am 42. And these grays, or this white in my beard, just lets me know, number one, how seasoned I've become, and number two, how much I've learned and how much I have accepted certain truths in my life, as well as those things that was difficult to accept at the time. Appreciate it again. Thank you for all of the well wishes also. So, excuse me one second.
Oh, look, his eyes are lighting up. Look at that. Oh, look at it.
Okay?
I tell your boss to buy one of these, all right?
I sure am. All right, I apologize. But I think where I left off, I began preaching at the age of 17. I was a junior in high school. So 11 days after my 17th birthday is when I began the preaching ministry. A lot has transpired. A lot of transformation and maturity has taken place over these 25 years. I started off as a Baptist minister. I was licensed and ordained a Baptist minister in the South, in Mississippi, which is the home state of my father, who has passed on. Ever since then, I went through a great deal of different challenges and different things that has shaped me into the man and the minister that I am now. I've seen a lot of ministers come. I've seen a lot of ministers leave the ministry. I've seen ministers who are still in ministry, but then I have seen a lot of those that have walked away. I personally walked away from the Christian ministry, not the ministry of those who you call Jesus the Christ, or those who call him by his Hebraic name, Yahusha HaMashiach. I realized along the way from where I started when I was 17, all the way to where I am right here and now, I realized at the time that I was preaching religion. But then over time, I stopped preaching religion and started focusing on preaching having a relationship with the Father. So I left Christianity and I left the Baptist church because I felt that the Most High was showing me more than just a basic Christian denomination. I began to have my thinking more expanded and it began to mature. And I saw things for myself, I heard things for myself that did not line up with the teachings of the Word. Erlene, what's good? Grand risings to you as well. I appreciate you. Brother Karazu says, nah, bro, you good. Oh, you're 45 too? Oh, that's what's up, man. You're 45. Hey, listen, we who are in our 40s, when we have gray, I'm learning more and more to embrace my gray. That's for sure. But so to make a long story short, am I still practicing the ministry? Certainly. But the ministry did not entail being called to be a Baptist, a Methodist, a Pentecostal. It's not about being a denominational minister. It is truly being an obedient servant. And along the way, I'm going to be able to share with you a little bit more, because on September the 10th, next month, will make 25 years that I preached my trial sermon. And so I'm going to take you on a journey, sharing with you along the way what I used to feel and believe and what I used to be convicted, and how I have changed as a man as well as a minister. And I'm going to share with you some of the mistakes that I have made. A lot of things that people have said I've done, absolutely false. Some things people have said I did do, did say, whatever. Unfortunately, some of it I did. I am guilty of it. And I do confess it with a great deal of regret and a great deal of remorse. And one of the things that I do regret during my time as both as a man and a minister is me abusing alcohol. That's one of my biggest regrets. And not only being one that used to abuse alcohol, I got kind of buck wild also. Had a one night stand, got into a relationship right after my wife passed away, not allowing myself time to properly heal and grieve. But I'm going to share with you all of that along the way as we go along. Hey, we fall down because we learn to pick ourselves back up, dust ourselves off, and we keep marching. That's the reason why we fall down. So just to give you just a little bit of a synopsis thus far, I started off, as I said, as a Christian minister, but I am no longer subscribed to Christianity or Christendom. I subscribe more or less to being a Hebrew Israelite. I subscribe to being a Hebrew Israelite. I will admit that I am learning, and I have discovered a great deal of things since becoming, or discovering rather, that being a Hebrew Israelite is not a religion rather, but it is more or less a nationality. And like I said, there's a great deal that I'm going to share with you leading up to September 10th. But today is, all praises to the Most High, my 25th year silver anniversary of preaching in the ministry. The majority of my work has been more or less not necessarily being a senior pastor, although I was a candidate to become one. I never became a senior minister or senior pastor of a church. But to wrap up this brief presentation, I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned during these 25 years. One of the things that I have learned and I have discovered as both a man and as a minister is that the ministry, unfortunately, has been taken and it has been turned into a criminal enterprise. And the reason why I say that is because there have been a lot of ministers that the Most High has not called. There have been those that have used the ignorance and the gullibility of many a man and many a woman, especially those that is truly seeking the Most High and want to have a deeper understanding of His Word, have a deeper relationship with the Most High, and also want to have a deeper understanding and relationship with themselves and other people. And so you have charlatans in the pulpit that have taken that particular focus on a man and a woman, and they have weaponized their gullibility, weaponized their not knowing, and they've been using that against them, you know. And for those of you that have been following me ever since I've been on social media, you know for a fact that I don't come on here and lollygag some. I will clown, or you know, but when it comes down to the truth itself and the reality of how things are and how things are not, and how people are and how people are not, I don't sugarcoat anything. I always tell you things that you need to know. I don't operate off of popularity. I do my best to always try to tell you things because you need to know it. And I don't want to keep you in the dark. And also I try to help you avoid to making the same bonehead mistakes that I've made in the past as a man and as a minister. One of the things that I've also learned is attire. Attire is very important, especially if you're a minister, because if you're going to be a minister and you're truly you're called to be set apart. You're not called to be like everybody else. You're called to be set apart. This is not to say that you shouldn't turn your nose up at your audience or your congregation. You should not. However, you are called to a very important and a very specific assignment. Now, I understand that people, they have different understandings and different interpretations and different beliefs and convictions about whom they call God, or whom they call the Almighty. I understand that. I respect that. As a matter of fact, when I left Christianity, or while I was still a Christian, I almost converted to Islam. And I was studying the teachings and the writings of the late Minister Malcolm X, Minister Louis Farrakhan, and Mr. Elijah Muhammad, and even Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who has passed on. I studied their writings. I studied their lectures. And not too long ago, I started listening to student minister Nuri Muhammad. All of those men have shaped my thinking in terms of spirituality, certainly in terms of the American political system, socially, politically, and otherwise. And there are a lot of things that I have to admit I do agree and concur with in terms of the Nation of Islam's doctrine when it comes down to social and situational awareness. I may not understand everything and I may not agree with everything, but there are a lot of points that the nation will talk about that other sects and other denominations, other religions will not talk about, because they want to be as politically correct as possible. But getting back to the attire, if you're going to call yourself a preacher, if you're going to call yourself a minister, you have to dress your very best. I'm not saying that you have to wear a French collar shirt right away. If you're able to purchase a French collar shirt, then by all means get one. But you can't call yourself a preacher and you're looking like, you're looking less than your best. You have to be clean. You have to be well kept, because people are not going to take you seriously. And you have to be able to get the attention of your listeners, you know, and the atmosphere or the environment or the ecology, as the words that I use sometimes, the ecology, the environment, the atmosphere. When you're going to a house of worship, it is supposed to be a house where you are going to be a recipient of the truth. You have to be warm and welcoming, because people are going through an absolute hellified time, especially during these days. And when somebody is entering the house of prayer, supposed to be entering the house of prayer, they understand that their eternal destiny's on the line. They understand their spirituality hangs in the balance. And they're not looking to be, they're not looking to have their fancies tickled. What they are looking for, they're looking for answers, because there's a lot of people that have been dealing with a lot of deep-seated issues that only the Most High knows about, as well as the individual knows about. Because people continue to go through challenges that none of us ever knows anything about, just the Most High and them. That's why I make it my business. I do the very best that I can to treat everyone with respect, you know, because I never know. One kind word, one thank you, one respect to you, it could change their whole outcome. It could change their whole day. It could change their whole, it could change them for the better. So I want to, you know, I want to close by saying all of that. And I also would like to say, being a minister has been an honor, and it still is an honor, and it is a privilege. However, it does have its challenges. And as we go along, I will definitely share with you what those challenges are. But I wanted to come on here, share with you some of my thoughts, some of my beliefs, just for me to be transparent enough to share with you my thoughts, my concerns, my beliefs, my convictions on this 25th year silver anniversary of me being in the ministry. Not the Christian ministry, not the Islamic ministry, but the biblical ministry of the one many of you call Jesus the Christ. And excuse me, in Hebrew, he's known, from what I understand, he's Yahusha HaMashiach. But I'm gonna get back to work, and I just wanted to come on here and share with you my thoughts. One final thing, and I'm going to let you go. To everybody that wished me a happy birthday, happy born day, whether it was a phone call, a text message, an inbox message, you left me well wishes under a long comment thread. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging the anniversary of my birth. Thank you for thinking enough of me. And I really do appreciate it, because I know that because iniquity abounds, the love of man shall continue to wax cold. And you did not have to acknowledge me. You did it from the kindness of your heart, and I'm grateful to you for that. I'm Joseph Benjamin. That has been my observation. That has been my 2 cents. That has been the Rona's perspective. Those have been my words and my thoughts. And like I said, I'm going to come on the air leading all the way up to September 10th and share with you the things that I've learned, what I see for myself, and also touch on current events that's been going on and continues to go on. Thank you for listening. Peace and blessings be upon all of you. Until next time, Shalom Aleichem.